Finally arrived at Luxeuil. Couldn't ask for better quarters. Apparently this place was a spa for King Louis XV. All around us, fruit trees blossom on grassy slopes covered by blue and yellow flowers. In the distance, I can see the snow-capped Vosges mountains, their flanks bristling with a solid mass of giant pines. It's 5 AM and I'm scared as hell. In less than an hour, I'll be flying my first patrol to the front. Just imagining what it'll be like kept me up all night. Now I wish I'd got some sleep. My partner and I took off into a ghostly sunrise. The gnawing in my gut told me we'd soon find the Hun. Sure enough, after a nagging lull, we found a pair of worthy opponents below us. They were close enough to touch. Woke this morning before dawn and gulped down a lukewarm cup of chicory masquerading as coffee. I'm flying wingtip on the mid-morning patrol to Verdun, so I'll have to eat breakfast later. Don't want to go up on a full stomach. One of the first things we learnt at flight school is that gas expands at high altitudes. Don't want to make the war messier than it has to be. The clouds opened up and left us staring into the gun sights of the enemy. One of him and two of us. The odds couldn't have been better. Curse the Fokker Scourge. These Huns really know what they're doing with their synchronized machine guns. I'm glad we have our Vickers, but we need to start shooting more accurately, or our trigger fingers will soon be little more than mincemeat. Speaking of mincemeat, today should be a good chance to grind up some Eindeckers. Our venerable CO, Colonel Farah, is sending me on patrol with two other pilots. Squaring off for an equal matchup, I took my place as leader of our formation. The boys were depending on me as I steadied my hand to bank left and initiate our peel-off. Colonel Farah isn't too happy with us. He says, an unfair fight isn't a fight worth fighting. Far as he's concerned, our job is to blow the enemy from the sky, but only if we do it like gentlemen. Today I'm scheduled for my first strafing run. Fighting at Verdun is at deadlock, and we need to open the lines. With any luck, Fritz won't be expecting us and will push him back where he belongs. Huns on parade. As we approached the front, we counted hundreds of enemy soldiers surging forth to gain new ground. We guessed right. They hadn't expected us. It's wickedly cold this morning, and the ragged wool blanket I've draped around my shoulders isn't doing much to keep me warm. Sleep is as rare a commodity around here as firewood. Yet even in the coldest hours before dawn, we can't stop worrying about the Fokker scourge. Soon as the sun rises, Farah is sending 3 of us up to take a look around. Look. not looking forward to this morning's patrol. We're headed southeast of Verdun to the German aerodrome at Metz. Farah wants to let the Germans know they don't have free rein to cross our lines. Meanwhile, he's making it clear we'll cross theirs at any time we please. Nothing Farah likes more than a friendly double standard. High over Metz, my partner and I confronted an Eindecker cruising alone. We were willing to let him go, but he boldly signaled that he wanted to engage. Farah spent yesterday prepping us for this morning's balloon busting over Verdun. He says it's easy to light up a balloon. All you've got to do is hit it. Now I know why Mackay thinks Farah has a simple view of things. Guess I couldn't figure out for myself that if you hit something filled with hydrogen, it'll erupt in flames. After an hour in the air, we spotted a high-flying observation balloon keeping tabs on our troops. My partner and I couldn't have cared less about the surrounding anti-aircraft fire. Mackay told us last night that he has plans to open an automobile repair shop back in Vermont after the war is over. It's nice to know that someone is thinking about this war being over. After breakfast, we're off to strafe a road at Metz. Farah's plan is to cut off the supply route for fuel delivery to the Metz aerodrome. Metz couldn't have been more cooperative. Just as Farah promised, I found an exposed line of supply trucks en route to deliver petrol. What a shame the aerodrome would have to go thirsty. The first days of the new month come with sorrow. Last night the Germans bombed our aerodrome. Damage was light, but in the middle of it all, Sergeant Mackay ran out in his bathrobe and started shooting at the bombers with his rifle. He landed a few hits, but so did they. Mackay will be buried back home with full honours. Farah is sending 2 of us to strike back with a balloon-busting run to Strasbourg. The enemy needs to be taught a lesson. Under heavier anti-aircraft fire than we anticipated, we found an inviting balloon just asking to be blown from the sky. In memory of brave old Mackay, we were happy to oblige. Pleased to hear that 2 days ago a French Nieuport shot down a Zeppelin with a Le Prieur rocket. Wish we could get our hands on some of these air-to-air terrors, but Farah is not impressed with them. Rockets are a passing fancy, he says. They've got no range. Maybe he's right. Maybe we should forget about scientific experiments and just concentrate on strafing the Verdun front. Close on the heels of an enemy brigade, we dropped into position and spread out. Fritz got the message and took cover as we opened fire on his pointy-headed infantry. The fighting has become bitter. The German pilot we captured keeps telling us that the Central Powers are going to bleed France white. He thinks Verdun is a turning point in the war for his side. I think he's been drinking too much schnapps. Just got assigned to the evening patrol. 2 of us will be sneaking over to Strasbourg, where first-class Fokkers are in abundance. As we reached the skies over Strasbourg, we spotted 3 monoplanes on patrol above us. They had the advantage entering their dive, and we were forced to split to avoid the... Every day I learn new things about this war. This morning I found out that Farah has an informant on an enemy base. For a few shillings a week he gets tips on what the Huns are planning. Last night, warning came on the wireless that a Gotha is coming at noon today to bomb our boys at Verdun. With only one accompanying fighter, The bomber should be no match for the four of us going up on the sly. Farah has been buying his tips wisely. At noon we found the Gotha and its escorts circling their Verdun prey. We said a quick hello Hun from a peel-off formation, prepared to send our visitors plummeting back to Earth. Our machine guns are about to get a whole lot better. A German plane with Anthony Fokker's new sync gear just fell into our hands. The pilot got lost in the fog and landed on our side of the line. Sure hate to be in that Hun's boots when he finally gets back to his CO. Strafing at Verdun this afternoon. It's a routine mission, if keeping your nose from getting blown off by enemy sharpshooters can be considered routine.